So, remember in the last video when I said I was going to explore Volcano Manor in the next video? Well, did you think I was lying to you or something? What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Rock'em Sock'em Turtles, back with another Elden Ring video because apparently YouTube only wants me to be successful by uploading videos based on one game. That's okay, but eventually I gotta branch out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I was practicing laying down backing tracks to the song that I want to do for my first guitar cover. That should be up on the channel shortly, by the way. And I came to the realization that I have the sense of rhythm as a rabid squirrel that has ADHD, so it's gonna be a little while before I can even get that uploaded. Not too long, though. Maybe like a week or two. Or maybe it'll even be out before this video. Who knows at this point. You know, I will say this. Volcano Manor is one of the locations in Elden Ring. It's hot, there's bipedal snakes everywhere, and the worst part is, there's not a single goddamn woman in sight. Oh my god, who am I kidding? I spend my free time either playing guitar or playing video games. I mean, look at me. I'm not getting any women anytime soon. And right now, you're probably saying to yourself, why don't you just get an e-girl? That way you can be nerdy and play video games together. No! E-girls are the devil. They're a myth. Stay away from them. Every time I think of an e-girl, the first thing that pops into my mind is that clip of that one girl from a few years back where she was all like, you watch Twitch all day? You don't have $5 to spend on a subscription? Like, no, dude, I'm not gonna spend $5 of my hard-earned money every month just to watch you go 0 for 5 in Search and Destroy while your face cam is aimed down towards your chest for the entire stream. Got a little worked up right there, but, I'm fine now. I'm fine, I promise. I'm cool now. It's okay. Hey, Louis from downstairs told me this is where I should be able to find a guy named, Mike Oxlong. Is there a guy named Mike Oxlong up here? There are 3 certainties in life. Death, taxes, and I am still garbage at this game. Oh yeah. Suck on that one, buddy. Now, I had ordered my controller from Amazon at this point, but I don't have Amazon Prime because I am a cheap Polish man, so I was resigned to the fate that I was probably going to die to the Godskin Noble due to the fact that I had a janky controller, and I also had no clue how to fight him. I dodged his first attack, but then I started to get hit with the old 3 times roll multiplier that my controller loved to give me. No, those are not panic rolls. I have no idea what you mean by such a statement. I have never once in my life panic rolled. Absurd. Once I got his health pretty low, he must have thought that we were in the UK because he just stabbed the shit out of me like 90 times. In the very next attempt, I felt a little bit better just for the simple fact that I was doing so much damage due to my level at this point. I figured I'd eventually just win based off that. Once Doughboy phase transitioned, I was like, haha, you can't get me because I'm behind this pillar. And then he learned how to steer himself. Alright, no more screwing around. Tyrone has been activated. Look at this. Just guys being dudes. Teaming up together to fight an oversized dumpling wrapped in used diapers that the lore YouTubers cream their jeans over. Honestly, if I was Tyrone, I would just stop hanging out with me. I was freaking out a little bit and I forgot how to be a hardcore gamer, and as a result, my brother got an ass whooping akin to the one that some of you probably got from your mom at some point when you forgot to take the chicken out of the freezer. In the end, it was actually Tyrone that got the final hit onto Doughboy, so you know what? I'll give all the credit to Tyrone for that victory. Ah, shit, did I forget to take the lasagna out of the oven? Fuck, man, my wife is gonna kill me. Now, if you were wondering how I was doing so much damage, it's because I was level 105 at the time. I decided to venture into the royal capital a little bit more, and I already had access to a few sites of grace from my journeys earlier, and the first couple Elden Ring videos that I uploaded, so, yeah, I figured that—
Hello, mother—
Oh my god, are you kidding me now? Feminists when they find out there's a mango and not a womango. You know, I think the AI on this gargoyle is pretty bugged. I mean, it was so aggressive, and then it just started backing away from me all slowly and shit. Sir, I just want to have I just want to talk. I promise, sir. Yeah, don't worry, I'm still here. I just didn't feel like saying anything for those 3 clips. That fight took me like 5 minutes. Ah, yes. Everyone's favorite tree sentinel of the draconic variety. So anyways, I just started blasting. Yeah, Tyrone, fuck him up, bro. That's it, bro. That's it. That's it. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, me and Tyrone beat him on the first try. This country boy is now officially a city boy. I'm sorry, I mean, I'm not that much of a jazz fan, so I had to just take out all these horn players. I'm sorry. Ah, yes. Slifer the Sky Dragon. Hello? Is anyone up here? Oh shit, someone's dead. Oh god. A seedbed curse. On his dick. You know, the Dung Eater is officially the most sus living creature in the entirety of the lands between. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, after about 15 minutes in Landell, I was lost like a motherfucker. Now, one thing I did find was this Erdtree avatar that scared the bejesus out of me, but it's okay because I'm a big boy and I know how to take care of myself. And just like that, in the space of 4 months, I somehow managed to lose a woman in real life and in a video game. No, I'm not okay. Thanks for asking. Honestly, there was so much that happened that it's not really worth talking about, so I'm just gonna skip ahead if that's okay with you. Well, you have no choice, because this is really my video after all, isn't it? Well, I'll be damned, boys, we finally made it to Golden Shower Godfrey on the channel. And you are crazy if you thought I'd let Tyrone miss out on this one. I also want you guys to keep in mind that this gameplay file is from May 21st, but that's okay. I mean, the best things come to those who wait, right? That's what I tell myself when I think about being alone forever. After surviving Godfrey's stomp with a pube hair's worth of health, me and Tyrone managed to hit Godfrey with one final wombo combo about 0.3 seconds before Godfrey would have swung his axe and made me the next viral world star victim. Me go big tree. Alright lads, get the fuck up out of your seats because it's time for the moment that we have all been waiting for. It is time for probably my favorite cutscene transition into a boss fight and maybe my top 5 favorite boss battle. The Elden Ring equivalent of Ace Ventura's Finkel is Einhorn moment got me very excited to see that Margit was actually one of the most important characters in the game. And unlike Ace Ventura, the realization did not make me want to cry in the shower and burn my clothing in the process. So here's how the first attempt went. Yep, that's it. Alright, Tyrone, I'm gonna need your help, buddy. Now, this attempt started off better, with me getting some damage off, and me being able to dodge one of his attacks. Right here is where I was hoping and praying that my new controller finally came in the mail, because it got to the point where I struggled to even move in a straight line sometimes, because the analog stick just went south. I got him down to phase 2, but at that point, Tyrone got another death tacked onto his kill-death ratio, and I was left all alone to fight against Mr. PP Poo Poo King. Yeah, I didn't last very long after that. But damn it, if there's one thing that this game has taught me, it's that if at first you don't succeed, you might just suck. But if there's another thing that this game taught me, it's that if you keep trying, you will eventually get it. You've got to believe. I was happier than a pig in shit once Morgoth fell. From a lore standpoint, it'll make you cry. From a gameplay standpoint, thank dog that's over. This is what Nintendo wants you to think what will happen to you if you download emulators of their games instead of paying $250 for a 13-year-old game that they won't even profit from anymore. However desperate I may be, that is one bush that I am not gonna try to penetrate. Alright boys, time for the tops of the mountain giants or whatever. Well, these lands can't be forbidden if I'm walking right here, innit? Now before I forget, I went back to the relevant Divine Tower because I forget where it is honestly, and I activated both Moog and Morgoth's Great Runes. You mean to tell me that the vulgar militiamen even found their way up here? Well, I guess I have to keep going this way. I mean, it seems like this is pretty much a straight path from here on out. Okay, well, never mind. So, Prince Philip's bitch ass decided to come back for more, huh? He decided to come back from the dead. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? You couldn't even beat the B&T combo last time, even after Tyrone got clapped. There ain't no way you're beating both of us this time. You know? This place is pretty neat, guys. I gotta tell you. I kinda like it up here. Never mind, this place has Stormhawks. I take back everything that I just said about this place. Say, do you guys know where I can find one of them bell bearings? Spoiler alert, they did not, in fact, help at all, but I still found it anyway. I didn't really have anything in mind I wanted to do, so I just decided to insult the powers of frost magic in front of the heroes of Zamora. That got them pretty riled up. Oh yeah, it's all coming together now, baby. Apparently not for Hugh, though. Man stresses out so hard even though he's the best blacksmith in the lands between. Can we get a like on this video for Hugh? I went back to the mountaintops to progress when in the space of about 3 seconds I was overtaken by joy and then disappointed when I discovered that Yor did not in fact come back from the dead. Ah, shardbearer, huh? What do you think, boys? Should I let him live? This is what you get for taking my friend's body without his consent. Melina, it's okay, I took care of him. You don't have to worry about hunting me down and killing me in this playthrough at least. Well, looks like the final Volcano Manor mission is actually pretty close by. Alright, Mr. Hoslow. Let's see if your mama raised 2 bitches. Ah yes, what a gentleman. He showed me respect in battle before spamming Bloodhound Step. Pow! Right in the kisser. Okay, I take it back. Mrs. Hoslow definitely did not raise 2 bitches. It's just the Elos. It actually took me quite a few attempts to defeat Juno. He's pretty good at the game, I'm not gonna lie. Eventually, I was able to get the knockout through the power of my Power Stance nerd build, And then I honored the warrior code by teabagging his corpse like a true gamer. Don't show the pedal whip to any doms or subs. Don't give them any more ideas. Now time to see how often I'm going to hear the word together in a single sitting. By this point, I knew all about the gimmick weapon for the fight, so that wasn't a surprise to me. In preparation for the fight, I looked up a guide for the 2 phases and saw that you could pretty much stun lock both phases by just using the Ash of War. So yeah, I really wasn't thinking that I was going to have to think about a strategy too much. So after going back to the round table to upgrade the Serpent Hunter, it was time to make some snake jerky. That's if I can actually hit my attacks, of course. However, I soon discovered that something was up because I did 2 attacks and timed them similar to what I saw in a video, and nothing. The snake didn't get stun locked. I won't drag this on as long as General Hospital has been dragged on television, but basically, the boss got soft locked, so you can't really stun lock him anymore. There is also the possibility that I just suck at the game, but that's about as likely as Billie Eilish answering the DM that I sent a few weeks back. So, at this point, there's not much left to do besides call on Tyrone for help and then just learn the boss's moves like a big boy. Clearly, I still had some trouble dodging his grab attack. As much as I love Tyrone like a brother, I'm really only using him to finish out this playthrough because I just want to get this done as fast as possible. Well, actually, as I'm speaking right now, I've actually finished the game like a few weeks ago, but I haven't edited all the footage yet. Anyways, me and Tyrone were able to put on enough of a beatdown that we were finally able to beat the Serpent and then see Rykard's beautiful face after about like 30 attempts. You are one ugly motherfucker. My first attempt at fighting Rykard, Lord of Ass Cream, was very entertaining, but it also made me realize how little I like snakes. It was just a whole lot of what you would expect, honestly. He goes for an attack, I dodge, I go for 2 attacks in a row, I fail to dodge one of his attacks, yada yada yada, and then his second phase rolls around. My entire world started to fall around me in what I would imagine having a schizophrenic episode would be like. I've said this before about a few bosses, but half the battle on Rykard's second phase is just being able to deal with all the distractions like exploding pools of lava and the giant flaming homing missile skulls that just don't seem to leave you alone. But I didn't really have to think about it too much in the next attempt because with the help of Tyrone, I was able to slay Daddy Rykard and put an end to him and tan this weird snake fetish thing that they got going on there. This is definitely one of the fights I struggle with the most, and considering I beat him so fast in this attempt, I hardly learned what his moveset is. You already know that I'm getting that Blasphemous Blade, baby. And I decided to pick up Morgoth's Curved Sword, too. Back to the Mountaintops. To this frozen lake that definitely does not look suspicious or anything. Oh, man, it's kind of getting hard to see in here. I don't know about this one, man. Oh, fuck. Alright, Tyrone, you gotta help me out here, dude. You know, I gotta say, Borealis the Freezing Frog was probably my favorite dragon fight to date because for a split second, I really felt like I was fighting against the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Go ahead. Call me a nerd for making a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. You are literally watching someone else play a video game for entertainment right now. At this point, fighting these dragons is fairly simple for me, so it didn't really take me too long to take care of the coolest dragon in Lands Between. Of course, you only get dragon hearts immediately after the fight, but I wanted to beat this boss for something more, useful in the future. Hint, hint, foreshadowing. Before we go any further, I may or may not have killed the spirit jellyfish at the Stargazer Ruins before I realized you have to summon your own spirit jellyfish. And whatever you do not, under any circumstances, go to the cliffside and read the writing on these graves. At first, I was wondering why there are so many lightning strikes outside of this random-ass castle. And then it hit me. I was directly outside of Castle Sol, and it didn't really look like I was too welcome in here once I came in. Needless to say, I died to the lion the first time around, and then second time, I had the misfortune of offending both lions at the same time. See, I usually cut out most of this kind of stuff because I just look like an idiot fighting against normal enemies most of the time, but for you, I'll show you just this once. I'm not ready for the fight, but I'm as ready as I'll ever be, so here we go. Commander Niall, everyone. Everyone give a quick round of applause for the coolest commander in the Lands Between. The illest and the chillest boss that anyone could ever ask for. I have never seen a boss be more hated just for the simple fact that he's not really that difficult. Well, he is difficult, but he's just more annoying to deal with than anything. He doesn't have the same difficulty factor as Millennia or Godskin Duo. No, it's just for the simple fact that he is the final roadblock before being granted the ability to travel to the Halleck Tree. Sure, he's pretty tough, but if you're a guy like me that just slams rock sling most of the time, he's pretty much just a piece of cake. Just don't get too cocky like I did, because at some point he will have the last word. I won't lie, I avoided this attack just out of pure dumb luck. Even though Niall is definitely one of the more intimidating figures I've come up against so far, His attacks are fairly predictable once you take care of the soldier summons from the start. They are pretty telegraphed if you stay in front of him, and if the distance between you is small, you really don't have to worry about his super ice lightning vortex thing he pulls out. So after a few Trans-Siberian moon babes from my Moonvale, Niall was history. Thank you, sir. Pleasure doing business. After that, I went back to Limgrave and I tested out some Ashes of War on the poor man's army in front of the Gatefront ruins. I was really thinking about it at the time, and I really felt like I owed it to you guys not to finish out the playthrough by doing a Dex Int Turd Burglar build that uses an overpowered weapon, because everyone is probably just sick of seeing that stuff by now. Granted, in a few videos, maybe even the next one, I'm gonna contradict myself because I decided to use a certain katana that, may or may not be found in the Mountaintops of the Giants. After trying about a dozen weapons out, I finally landed on one and decided on Elden Lord's pole blade. Mostly for the fact that the moveset was very different, plus the Ash of War is just so fucking beautiful, isn't it? Alright boys, I came up with this here outfit, which I thought was pretty fucking fresh if you ask me. If my grandma was still around, you bet your sweet ass she'd be telling me that I'm the most handsome tarnished in the lands between. Call your grandmother and tell her that you love her. That is a direct order. I may or may not have copied this stat spread from a Fextra Life video. What are you gonna do? Sue me? Now that I had points in Arcane, I could learn some pretty sick dragon incantations. Wait, why do I feel like I'm missing one? Oh, that's right, I have to kill this guy for it, that's why. Now, after I killed Exodia, I went back to the Fringe Folk Heroes Grave and I got myself the Dragon Communion Seal. Then, I upgraded that bad boy all the way to +10. I made a little detour into the Spiritcaller Cave. I had no clue what was in here, but since it's locked behind a stone sword key wall, I figured, hell, there must be something worthwhile in there. I felt the concept of the cave was pretty cool. I mean, it's just a bunch of those spirit caller snails, and they summon different kind of spirits depending on where you're at in the cave. But things started to get a little bit weird once they started summoning Japan's finest samurai warriors. I got to the boss room hoping for a unique fight, but all I got was another fight with Tall Balls McGee. I called Tyrone right away to help me out because the Godskin Noble and Apostle just trigger me, so it was pretty much an involuntary movement. I was still trying to figure out how to exactly play with Eleanor's pole blade, but I found out that spamming Ash of War is just never a bad idea on most weapons. Yeah, I'll just cut to the chase. I died a bunch of times and wasn't successful. We're gonna come back later, but probably not for a couple videos. I am physically cringing at the sight of me just walking past that smithing stone bell bearing just in front of the church. Huh. Tower puzzle. Well, let's see what we got up here. Falling snow marks something unseen. What is this, some kind of Zodiac killer riddle or something? As I made it up to Flame Peak, I threw up on my mouth a little bit at the thought of fighting the fire giant soon. But that's probably gonna be in the next video, so stay tuned for that one, my friends. Melina, for the love of God. I really think that you're just trying to rub it into me more and more that you're not going to be around and that I'm going to be maidenless once more. I should also mention that before I end the video, I went back to Ronaldo to respec again so I had enough points in Faith to be able to use Golden Vow, but then I soon realized that I was short in Faith points again, and then it was just one big friggin' mess. Don't take any gameplay tips from me. Ever. Oh, and one more thing. I took a quick trip to the hidden path to the Halig Tree, but I didn't find any sites of grace or anything like that, so the trip was ultimately for nothing. Kind of like whenever the Dallas Cowboys make it to the playoffs. Alright boys, well, if you made it all the way to the end, I just want to say thank you for watching and supporting me in my little YouTube excursion thus far. I forgot to mention it in the last video, but it's just been over a year since I started my YouTube channel, and it's finally getting to the point where I feel like some kind of small community is actually starting to grow. Big shout out to all my real life friends for encouraging me and having my back throughout all this. And I can't forget to thank both the new viewers and the returning viewers, whether you're subscribed or not. 1. If you're new around here and you like what you saw from me and you want to see more, do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel for more Elden Ring and whatever I have planned in the future. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and leave a comment telling me what you want to see from me in the future. That's been it from me for right now. I've been Flock of Turtles. You've been amazing. Until next time.